Hey guys, Haley Lane, aka Key Black here with another episode of Off the Cuff, another special with Jess Sheffield.
Hi!
And we are going to continue on with some of the questions that we've gotten about the production of Behind the Curtain, starting with a question here from Cups of Chaos 6354 asking, what was the process of translating the 2D drawings into 3D models? By the way, love your vids. Thank you very much. So the person who was in charge of translating the 2D models into 3D was Eva Rozanska.
Chocolate Moth!
Chocolate Moth, yes. She was also our animation supervisor in 3D. And basically what I handed her was like these basic 2D drawn turnarounds of these characters. And I'm a 2D animator, I think in 2D. I'm not really thinking about, okay, does this make sense in 3D? She took these model sheets and she was the one who found the way to bridge the gap between 2D and 3D. And it was just... she was kicking these things out at warp speed.
You guys need to check out the video that she put out on her channel showing how she took the turnaround drawings and created from scratch models from them. It is absolutely incredible. It's watching stuff like that that makes me just go, my God. That, like, I am so glad I didn't have to do that.
Exactly right. God. I think we've both tried to do the 3D modeling thing, and it's not for us.
The donut defeated us.
The donut.
It was fantastic getting to see Awa, or Moth as we like to call her, basically take whatever Haley could throw at her in the 2D, and her brain just knew exactly what to do to grab that and translate it into 3 dimensions. And not only that, but she's so good at what she does. Mm-hmm. Like, I really have a huge appreciation for people who are just very skilled, at things that I sure as heck can't do. And watching her work in, it was Blender, right?
It was Blender, yep.
Yeah. Watching her work in Blender, I was just staring. It was just incredible. And I'm also sitting here just going like, good, I hope we can get her back for more projects.
Right. Literally, like, the heart that you mentioned, what made me think of it was like, I think I kicked that drawing out, and like, it was like a sketch in 20 minutes. I only drew the front and the back, and I looked back and it wasn't even consistent, but she got the model done in the same day and was like, here you go. It's like, are you kidding me? How did you do that so fast?
Whoops, I made a heart.
It's like you actually fixed it too. Like, the things that didn't make sense in 3D, you made it make sense. And speaking of those models, actually, Ava has very generously allowed us to make them all available for free download over on CG Trader, and I'll have a link to that in the description of this video.
God, that's right, because I remember after we finished all this and we were just kind of marveling at all the amazing work done, I was like, wait a minute, these models, I think Awa should be making money off these. Like, is there a way that she can be selling these? And when you offered, she was just like, no, I don't want to do that. And we're just like, based.
Like, how the project turned out really well.
Talk about pure artist. She does it for the love of the art. I love it so much.
Yep.
So yeah, we're not about to turn around and make money off them either. So please, guys, hey, Nick's Twit, this is your opportunity to make an AU. Here's the model.
Here are the models. Yeah, actually, we got a couple of questions from people asking, hey, where can we download some of the images and the assets that we're using behind the curtain? This is going to be the same place. We're going to make sure all these things are available for you guys to download for free, and you can use them in your own stuff as much as you like. Just make sure to give credit back to the original.
That's right. Not only do we have Awa's fantastic models here, we've also got a really fantastic shell casing that was made by our technical artist Mitchell, who did a lot of the more, what is it, mechanical artwork that our normal animators weren't really up for doing. But the second we were like, hey, we need a shell gun casing for some Tommy gun bullets, I think he was on it in less than 30 minutes.
It was literally within the hour. Here's your shell casing. I also did some animations with it. It's like, Mitchell!
Absolutely beautiful work, and that's that specialization that we love. It's like, okay, this guy really likes making the technical stuff, and then we have Awa making this incredible 3-dimensional character art, and then of course our animators were bringing all of this to life. And then you've also got up for these downloads all the 2D elements that you made, because you drew every single 2D element, the animation, the posters. I think you even animated some like ink spurts in one of the shots.
I
right?
did do one ink spurt, yeah, because it was a very stylized ink spurt when the projectionist slams his hand on the pipe and like spurts between his fingers. Mitchell was actually the one to work that into the 3D and make that compositing work out really nicely. But with the
fantastic.
It wasn't I wasn't the only one doing the 2D stuff. You did all the poses and the sketches for the characters as they were disappearing from the various scenes within the studio. So, you know, it was not entirely me.
But yeah, so you guys, you know, please feel free to download all those elements, enjoy them, turn them into backgrounds, whatever you want to do with them. Just we'd appreciate a link back to the original work, because ultimately, we'd like, you know, this to be recognized. We'd like the video to get a lot more traction, because I think the big elephant in the room here that that I'm sure everyone wants to know is, are we going to make a part 3?
Yes.
And the answer is, we've already kind of got one ready to go.
Yeah, the music's written, the plot's basically written. We're like partly into storyboarding it. But the big thing is, Behind the Curtain was a huge production, and we paid for it completely out of pocket. It gets expensive.
Yes, it is very expensive, and we can really appreciate that Max Bialystock line in the producers. You know, number 1, never put your own money in the show. Okay, and what's rule number 2? Never put your own money in the show. We feel that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned before, like, when we were doing the Behind the Curtain production, everybody was working pretty much part-time on it, so we were doing part-time wages. It was basically whenever somebody has a moment to put into the project, they would work on the project.
Exactly. For those of you who are probably a little irked that it took so long to get this project out, look, if we can't offer full-time wages, we're not about to bother all of the people working on this project with deadlines or, you know, demanding anything of them. It's like, no, this is part-time. We don't have the money to pay you for full-time, so we're not about to monopolize their time or guilt them into working harder. Mm-hmm. And that was something we decided on very early in the project. If we can't do this right, we're not gonna do it. And right doesn't mean, you know,
it's gotta be
the
perfect.
highest quality and the most money and perfect. Right simply means actually treating the artists and technical the technical aspects and people's time in the way that it needs to be treated. These are human beings. They have lives. We don't have any right to demand of them more time than we're willing to pay for. And guess what? We didn't have a lot of time we could pay for.
Yep. No, so it was really fantastic having a dedicated team who were, you know, willing to work on this shoestring budget project and make it turn out as fantastically as it did, because it really was a labor of love.
Yeah, ultimately, the reason that we're sitting here going, look, we've got part 3 ready to go. What we don't have is any way to pay for it.
Yes.
Because as we're, look, here's the thing. I'm super excited about 1 million hits, but YouTube does not make the kind of money that apparently it used to make back in the day. Because I keep asking myself, like, how the heck did PewDiePie afford to buy a house and move to Japan? Oh, okay. It used to be very different.
Yes.
Because we're not even close to making back any of what it costs to make Behind the Curtain. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, until like we have kind of a way that we know we can secure funding and do this big part 3 finale, we're not about to go, you know, begging people for more part-time work and pouring a ton of our own money into this, because we know we're not going to make it back. True art does not make money. And that's okay. That's not a negative. That's actually, you know, it's kind of a good thing when that happens, because now, you know, the people working on it actually care about what they're doing.
Yep. We want to make sure that the team is as dedicated to the project for the right reasons, and we're actually able to be like, we're going to, like you said, we're going to do this the right way.
If we're going to do this right, the stuff that we want to pull off is going to require at least 6 animators at the same level that Haley's at like, and that's at minimum. that's very expensive. On top of that, we're gonna need to be able to pay our 3D animation team what they need to be paid, and that's a decent amount too. And then on top of that, I know that one of the questions was, can you please do this, do a live version of this music? Yes,
please.
I'd love to, please.
But bands are also expensive.
It's like I loved seeing that question because it made me, realize that there are plenty of people out there who appreciate live music probably as much as I do. But my gosh, there's a reason it's not out there, and it's because it's very expensive. To hire a proper big band, I mean, that is half the budget. I'm not even exaggerating. That would be half the budget for the entire production if we got a real big band, at least a 17-piece, to do what we're envisioning needs to be done.
5 movements.
I mean, for me, I've said this before in my newsletter, if you don't have at least 4 trombones, don't waste my time.
Yeah, well, and that's not even factoring in what it's going to take to get the whole thing arranged properly, because, Jess and I worked together to compose what we currently have for the finale of this series. But it's I can only do so much in MuseScore. I've got a dinky little piano MIDI, and it's like we need to make sure that this is arranged for the proper size band that we're going for. And
dink dink.
Dink dink is not going to cut it.
No, we need a pro, and we need to hire a pro. Like get someone who's actually going to be compensated properly for the time that it will take to make a Tommy Dorsey meets Busby Berkeley spectacular. Yes. Because this brings us all the way back to one question that I kind of left off, by the way. The whole, is Henry gonna sing? No.
As much as I would love that.
However, he does have a theme. We've got a theme for him, and his theme is actually a great old song called "The Sunny Side of the Street."
Yep.
And that is one of the many songs that we're planning for this big finale extravaganza, and that yet again is going to require not only a 16-piece full big band, but a 16-piece full big band that knows what they're doing, that can pull off the majesty of the old greats in the era of Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey and the stuff that was going on way before 1960, when this was the norm and this kind of music was kind of taken for granted. Because I look back and I listen to these old bands and I cry a little bit because I go and seek out live music, and it's
not the same.
It really doesn't exist.
Yes.
It doesn't exist in the way it used to.
Yeah. Yeah, and in particular as well, the version of the Sunny Side of the Street that you showed me, and that we've been kind of using for Henry's theme, is one that for a while we could only find on that record of yours. It wasn't anywhere online.
Yeah, gosh, that was a little scary because that's an old, worn-out LP, and I'm sitting here going, is this the only copy? When this wears out, is that it?
We gotta record it.
I don't think I can live without that. Yep. That's a good song.
It is a good song. Yeah, that's again, we really want to make part 3 happen. It's just going to be kind of the question of, can we fund it?
Yes. So ultimately, I think the best answer for will there be a part 3 is that is completely up to you guys.
Yes.
The more you guys spread this video, the more you guys interact with and keep an eye on our projects, the more people sign up for my newsletter and subscribe to Haley's YouTube channel, and who are just generally interested, the better indicator we're going to get when we can finally go, hey, you know what? We've got a lot of people following our stuff. I bet we can do a crowdfund now, or we could do something where, all right, let's raise the money. Let's actually do this. So, I'd say that's the best answer we can give for is there going to be a part 3? It's like we've got it ready to go. We just need to see that other people actually want it as badly as we do.
Yep. And speaking of which, guys, the links to all that are going to be in the description to Jess's Substack, as well as, to our other websites where you can see more of our work and follow what we're up to. And again, yeah, spread the video around, and we will see where we are next time. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Off the Cuff. Jess, thank you so much for joining on this one.
Oh man, it's always a pleasure to be nerding out once again. It's a nice break, and thank you so much for inviting me on your show. Love the Off the Cuff episodes. I can't wait for more Yu-Gi-Oh ones.
There's going to be more Yu-Gi-Oh. It has been a pleasure. Oh my god. Guys, thank you as well for listening and for watching. Thank you one more time for 1 million views on Behind the Curtain.
1 million.
And see you guys in the next Off the Cuff episode. Thanks again so much.
Bye.